Stability analysis of conventional rocket. Model using CFD tool. Abstract. This research paper investigates the methods of finding the center of pressure and center of gravity of conventional rocket body to predict the stability. Determining stability is crucial for the rocket ballistics. As the stable rocket body archives the higher accuracy and obtains the required performance. Center of gravity can be calculated by experimental methods and the center of pressure can be calculated using the cross-sectional area. But using computational method is more convenient. In this research, computational software are used to determine the stability of the rocket model. Keywords: rocket, stability analysis, rocket ballistics, computational fluid dynamics. Introduction. Rocket is the tubular body, which changes its attitude, or wobbles due to the cross-gust of wind hits the body of the rocket or due to thrust instabilities. All object rotates about its center of gravity cg1. During the rotation, the gust hits the body at some angle A to the central axis. Lift is generated due to the inclination angle by the fins and body too, while the drag remains constant. Both lift and drag act on the cg3. Any rocket, which is about to fire, should to stable during its flight. The rocket will return to its initial condition if it is disturbed when the center of gravity Cg is kept above the center of pressure Cp. Cp is the location where all aerodynamics forces act. This restoring force causes the rocket to be stable. Stability can be obtained by increasing the distance between the Cg and Cp. Minimum of 1 caliber is required, which is the distance of diameter of the rocket body 4. Another way is increasing the surface area exposed to the air by introducing fins. Therefore, the analysis of stability is crucial for rocket design. 5. Computational methods are more convenient in obtaining the location of Cg and Cp. This research aims to find the location of the Cg and Cp of the CAD-modeled rocket in order to optimize for stability. 6. 2. Rocket modeling. A. Modeling in SolidWorks. Rocket body is modeled in SolidWorks software as a thin-walled body with a thickness of 2 mm. The total length is 1,311 mm with the outer average diameter of 140 mm. The material is selected as aluminum. For trajectory control, the rocket uses different types of fins. Here, for this rocket, a traditional clip delta fin has been modeled. The mass is given at the nose cone to increase the center of gravity towards the nose. The nose is shaped similarly as elliptical and hemispherical with the enlarged body at the nose for payload. The mass of the entire rocket is predetermined. As the first stage of the rocket has multiple boosters, these boosters are simplified as the single large cylindrical shape for the convenience and reduce the iteration time. The 4 fins are arranged in equal interval of the angles. 3. Determining the center of pressure. The modeled rocket is analyzed in the fluid flow. It requires a fluid domain. Figure point 2 shows the fluid domain modeled around the rocket with merging the 2 solids. The 2 bodies, rocket and the fluid domain extruded, is subtracted from each other to obtain 2 distinctive bodies using the subtract subcommand. This forms the shape of a cavity in the solid body. Subtract command is used to cut halfway through the overall model design, which can be analyzed for flow characteristics and other parameters using ANSI Fluent software. The solid design is saved in IGS format to be analyzed in Fluent. The SolidWorks file is imported in the Fluent geometry workbench, and the rocket body and the fluid domain is named as rocket and fluid environment. Then the 2 solids are divided using subtract command from create boolean from operation select subtract. The rocket body is selected as a tool body and the fluid environment as the target body. The ANSI's fluent environment is shown in figure point 3. Then the model is loaded in mesh environment. Initially, the part is to be named. The front wall of the fluid domain is named as inlet, the counter side wall is named as outlet, the foreside wall is named as surroundings. Then the model has meshed for accurate fluid analysis. The relevance center is given fine, so the density of mesh is higher near the wall or the surface of the body. Tetrahedron type mesh. For CFD analysis. A. Pre-processing. Pre-processing: once the mesh is generated and the project is saved, the next procedure is to define the models, material, and the boundary condition values. 1. Model, viscous model transition, SST. 2. Material, fluid air, the environment is considered as air. 3. Boundary condition A, inlet, velocity 800 m/s, the flow of air is at the given velocity and the rocket is considered static. B. Outlet, pressure. C. Symmetry, rocket, and wall settings remain default. Once the setup settings are done, the next procedure is to perform the initialization and running the calculations. This is done in the 4 steps of the analysis process under Solution B. Solution 1, Initialization, Hybrid Initialization. 2. Run calculation. A. Number of iterations, 100. C. Post-processing. The iteration graph shows the results graph with converging values. The post-processing image highest pressure coefficient exists at the nose and the leading edge of the fin. These are well displayed in figure 0.7. The color gradient shows the highest pressure with the red and lowest pressure with blue. Figure 0.8 shows the velocity magnitude of the model. The color code shows the red for the highest velocity of the fluid and the blue remains the lowest. The velocity around the rocket is higher and especially the sides of the nose cone have the highest velocity. Figure 0.9 shows the flow of velocity vector around the model rocket. This gives a clear picture of the velocity vector motion and gives detailed visualization. Figure 0.10, show the expression tab where the equation to find the center pressure is to be given. Fig 10, expression tab with stability equation. Once the calculation is completed, the center of the pressure of the rocket in normal and with viscous force is found by using the given expressions under the solution window. To input expressions, open Results segment, right-click on Expressions tab, New Expressions, and name it. In the below definition box type the expression and obtain the result. Volume 9 Issue 01, January 2020. V results. The coefficient of pressure is obtained for the various expressions. Areoled, x * pressure, at rocket/areoled, pressure, at rocket, 1. CPX equals 856 mm. Areoled, y * pressure, at rocket/areoled, pressure, at rocket, 2. CPY equals -59 mm. Areoled, z * pressure, at rocket/areoled, pressure, at rocket, 3. CPZ equals L4 mm. The following results were obtained with the viscous forces expressions. Areoled, x * pressure plus wall shear, at rocket/areoled, pressure plus wall shear, at rocket, 4. Viscous force x equals 856 mm. Areoled, y * pressure plus wall shear, at rocket/areoled, pressure plus wall shear, at rocket, 5. Viscous force y equals 59 mm. Areoled, z * pressure plus wall shear, at rocket/areoled, pressure plus wall shear, at rocket, 6. Viscous force z equals 1.4 mm. The center of gravity is located at 470 mm from the nose tip. The center of pressure is located at 856 mm. Center of pressure is located at 386 mm behind the center of gravity. The diameter of the airframe is 140 mm. The location of CG and CP shows that this rocket is 2.75 body caliber stable. The stability of the projectile is measured in terms of caliber. The caliber is the value obtained by dividing the distance between the center of pressure and center of gravity and divided by the diameter of the projectile. 6. Conclusion. The distance between the center pressure and center of gravity plays a vital role in the stability of the rocket. During the motion of the rocket, it uses the propellant to burn to produce thrust. As the mass of the propellant being ejected as a combustion product, the center of gravity moves from the initial location. but the center of pressure remains constant as there is no reduction in cross-sectional area. This makes the distance between CG and CP changes and alters the stability. Thus the stability should be kept higher caliber to make sure the change in CG will not affect the stability of the rocket in the trajectory. The following results are obtained on this research: is center of gravity, 470 mm, center of pressure, 856 mm. From this analysis, the CG and CP are calculated, and it is observed that the rocket is stable with 2.75 caliber stability.